This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and this is my review for Bad Batch, episode 13, Infested. And honestly, I think it was probably the weakest episode of the series. I've seen really only like one other review video at this point, but yeah, they mainly agree. And I didn't think it was really a bad episode. I think it was just, a weak episode. And you know what? If 1 out of 13 are pretty weak and maybe not the best, then that is pretty impressive for a show. And this isn't, pushing it down at all. In my opinion, it was just, not as good and maybe not as necessary, but, just a fun side story. Just maybe a little calm before the storm, since you already know next week is titled War Mantle, and this is probably going to be setting up the finale to this, and really the only thing I was hoping in this episode was everything was going to be resolved, because I'd rather have, a Camino rebellion, or just at least return to Camino for the final episodes, rather than on the other side having it be them confront the Pikes. And I'm glad it's that way. I think it was done pretty well. And yeah, I'd say this is the first episode that isn't maybe in the range of maybe an 8 to 10, maybe a 9 or 10. So I'd say this one's maybe a 6 or 7, but you know what? I still think it was really good. And just the plot was pretty simple, that the Bad Batch returned from doing a mission for Sid, where, they were kind of ambushed, and there was things not really told to them, and they had returned to Sid's Cantina, which was extremely busy, and a rival took them over. And when I saw the title Infested, I was really, kind of confused at first, because I thought that I was going to be dealing with some kind of, parasite, or, small, alien. And I was expecting something more like aliens. I'm not really sure exactly. But it was starting to be, clarified once they went into the mines, that the infestation they were referring to were those little, bat bird creatures. And yeah, I don't really see where the threat is in them. It seems like they just swarm, unless they're meat eaters or something, and they tear people apart. But I didn't really see the threat in them. Who knows, maybe they're from some older Star Wars game, and that's where, it was all inspired from. But I think it was pretty good that they go and steal spice from the guy who took Sid's Cantina to make the Pikes deal with him. And really the only thing that happened after was the Bad Batch had to go and get the spice back, and I felt a little weird. They had everything resolved pretty quickly, and I think it was maybe a few things were resolved a little quickly, but there wasn't exactly time in the season for it. I mean, also, we definitely didn't want another, repeat of the Martez sister arc, especially because it'd be way too similar. And I think that this, well, maybe feeling, the resolution's a little rushed and the Pikes just kind of, forgave them, which I feel like isn't really in it for them. But I guess, they got their money, so they're fine. And I think they were also told to told by Maul to stay low back in the Siege of Mandalore. So perhaps they're listening to that and they don't want to start anything big. And also, yeah, I think that Omega, well, I think it's, she's a compassionate person. I don't want to see anyone die, but I was surprised that Sid didn't want him to be killed either. And I'm guessing maybe her main reason is because she doesn't want to go to war with the guy's father. And she knows that she'd probably be blamed if he died. So that's probably my best guess. But also, I think it's pretty nice to see how Sid definitely likes Omega. And the one thing that I think that would have put this episode from, okay to amazing would be is if you replaced the very generic character at the beginning that was, they were dealing with, a Deveronian. If they replaced him with everyone's favorite pirate, Hondo Onaka. And I feel like, that's the one thing I think that could be used to make this episode better. But I have no real big complaints besides just a few things that I didn't like as much. And I think, maybe this isn't the best one, but it is still pretty good. And I think that's really all I have to say. Don't have that much more to say. So, really just look out for, I'm looking out for the next episode. I'm excited for that, especially since it's titled War Mantle. And I kind of hope that it is more of a Crosshair focused episode where maybe the Bad Batch barely appear, while the rest of them, and it is focused on Crosshair, the Kaminoans, Rampart, and more. And I think that could be very interesting, just to see their reaction to, everything that's been happening with all those clones surrendering. And I feel like this was a pretty good calm before the storm. A pretty good episode. And I'm just really more excited for next week's episode. And a few things that I wanted to mention, just for the channel. So next week, I'll definitely be doing my Flash Season 7 Redemption rant. And I have a surprise announcement on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure there's no Arrowverse content next week, so there'll be no Arrowverse video. But to make up for that, I think I'll be doing a recap review on Arrow Seasons 1 to 3. I am now in the end game of Season 3. I'm on episode 17, I think. The episode, where Oliver has to deal with his, imposter right after that, well, when they kill the mayor. So I think I have 5 episodes left. I can't remember exactly. So we'll go over to seasons 1 to 3 next week. And I have another review. I can't remember what I'm reviewing next week. I think it might be a string of Mandalorian sets. The ones that I already own, not any of the new ones. And finally, I might be pre-ordering the Bad Batch shuttle set later today or later this week, maybe early next week. So I'll have that in, and I might have a special day to review that on. And because I have some stuff on Lego.com, I think I'm also going to be ordering at midnight on August 1st. Definitely the Mandalore dual set, because I have $20 off a purchase. So I'll essentially be getting that set for free. And with the rest of my content, I might be getting something else. I'm not sure. I'm going to be probably getting the Mandalorian Fighter, get all of the Clone Wars and Bad Batch sets, and then I'm going to wait a little bit to get Mandalorian sets, since I don't want to be spending too much since I'm at a huge Lego channel and won't be making money off of that. Because if I was a huge Lego channel, then I'd probably already own all those sets. But yeah, I'm almost certainly going to be pre-ordering the Bad Batch shuttle. I think I have like, $50 worth of Target gift cards. So I'm going to be getting, that's already going to get half off basically. And yeah, I think that I'll definitely be doing that. And I'll be certainly getting the Mandalore Throne Room battle, since I'm basically getting it for free. And then I don't feel too bad about getting Mandalorian Fighter. And I'm going to have to wait for those to ship. So maybe that week of, August 10th, it's going to be a pretty good week for content. I'll be doing maybe just Lego reviews. Well, actually, I'll be doing Lego reviews, Superman and Lois reviews, Superman and Lois Legends reviews, and Stargirl's premiere review. And I'm reviewing those new Lego sets around that time, since I should have them and built them. And really, for anything else, I'll also be reviewing The Long Halloween Part 2. So definitely look out for that week. You'll probably have 7 full days of content. Plus, I'll have my pre-scheduled Lego review. So I think that's really all I have to say. And I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And may the Force be with you.